Not gonna get upset. I'm not gonna cry a river. And see a little bit of a suggestion, new workers lost. Of course I could do that. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sometimes I get a little bit caught up in the game, the observing. I forget to sometimes check some of the other tabs. But here we go, guys. Starting off on merry-go-round, 3-sided map. We have our Protoss player currently residing in Europe. He is a Korean player, though. It is first. He's going to be facing off against CMStormPolt. Currently residing in America, but he is Korean as well, so couple players that, you know, just crossing borders, crossing boundaries, you know. And it's worked out well for him, you know. A lot of these players, you know, that have moved to Europe, have moved to North America and other locations, have been doing really well, you know, been prospering, have definitely grown their marketability. The exposure has really helped them out. Being able to travel to a lot more tournaments has really helped them out. Again, imagine, like, a lot of these Kespa players, you really watch them and you see them really only when they play in Pro League or maybe if they play in GSL, you know. But somebody like Polt, somebody like Violet, First, you know, MVP, all those guys, I mean, sorry, Hyun, all those guys, they're hitting every single tournament. They're hitting every single tournament that's foreign, almost abroad. We're talking IEMs, we're talking DreamHacks, you know, Home Story Cup. I'm sorry, there's so many tournaments. I'm just naming some of the ones that are just like hitting me in the head right now. Red Bull, MLG, etc., etc. So first going to be opening up a little bit more standard. He's only got one guess, so it looks like he's going to be going for that one gate expand. Meanwhile, Polt going for the command center first. This is actually going to work in Polt's favor because really the biggest threat to command center first is Stargate opener, so Polt should be good over here. First scouting out, sees what's going on. Might force a little bit of a worker pull to help out right there. Yep. Does find himself a little bit of a buffer. Doesn't take enough HP to make Polt too worried about it. Well, of course, this is going to be a direct indicator for our player first. His opponent's going for the command center first. Nothing really too sketchy, nothing really too crazy or out of the ordinary. I would be a tiny bit worried on a 3-player map because, you know, just by the luck of scouting, like if you go in the wrong place on a 3-player map right away, you might not be 100% aware of what your opponent's doing. Look at Polt, like he's heading up over here. Right now there could already be a Stargate finishing up, and we could already be having an Oracle pop out. Like, you know, just it's one of those things. Like, it's very crisp cut, close timing that you got to be very cautious and aware of. Polt adding that 3rd barracks, of course, because, well, you need a lot of Marines just in case to be able to defend it either from frontal aggression of Zealot, Stalker, Mothership Core, or Oracle. I'm a little bit surprised that he hasn't actually kept these Marines under the base over here, but now that he does find out that his opponent does have a natural and a Mothership Core and everything else, he knows he probably is safe, for the most part. Man, I need more Red Bull. I did that stupid thing last night where you start watching shows and movies, and you know how you watch one episode, you want to watch another. I'm one of those like binge watchers. So I don't know what like series you guys watch, but like for me it's like Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, Suits, like all those type of shows. So I can't just watch one. I can't watch one, and plus also I game in the background behind it. So I'm playing games like NBA 2K, just kind of like very casual, chill games while I'm watching series. And one thing I look, it's like 12 o'clock. You know, a few games later, a few episodes later, it's like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. Next thing I know, I'm like, oh crap, it's 5 in the morning. I gotta go to bed. I gotta go to bed. These qualifiers start in about 6 hours. Pulled again, pressing with a few Marines right there. Photon overcharge will force the units back for the time being. But yeah, no, it was just funny. I just realized that good thing I bought an energy drink ahead of time. It really does help out when you've only had about 6 hours of sleep or a little bit less. I don't know. I mean, since we got a little bit of time on our hands, again, I feel like this is gonna take a little bit of a while to develop the game again. We're seeing basically what we've seen from Polt from the past 2 games. He's going for the quicker 3 racks, getting the stim up and running, and then he adds the factory and everything else. What are your guys' favorite shows? Like, what do you enjoy to watch? Actually, that's one of those things. Like, if I find that right show, I'm gonna begin binge watching it. So, like, I cleared out Game of Thrones, cleared out Walking Dead, cleared out Suits. There's another one I just watched. Oh, I'm almost done with Breaking Bad, so I'm gonna need another show. I'm gonna need another show soon. So if you guys have any suggestions, feel free to let me know in chat, man. Somebody's gonna be like, "Watch StarCraft, bro. That's what you need to watch." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." I'm like, when I'm broadcasting a lot of these days, uploading VODs and doing stuff like that, I'm like, "Don't worry, I get enough StarCraft action." Like, somebody's like, "Did you watch this turn?" I'm like, "No, I'll watch the VOD eventually, man." There's just so much content out there, and that's the funny thing too as well. People actually like talk about like dead game and stuff like that for StarCraft 2. I'm like, we're pretty damn stable. Like, we have tournaments left and right. Money's still pretty good position. Player base decreased, but I mean, hey, that comes almost with every game, right? At some point in time, a player base of a game decreases. It's not like this is exactly the easiest game in the world. It's an RTS. Real-time strategy. It's very stressful. I remember back in 2011, 2010, when I was like very passionate about it as a player. You know, practice, you know, as many hours as I could a day. I eventually even took a semester off to develop my broadcasting and eventually like as a player, and just to see kind of where it would go. And you know, I was up to 10-12 hours a day. Now just kind of bouncing in between, like Dota, StarCraft, and doing some a little bit more variety streaming in between a little bit here and there. I try to ladder for like 2-3 hours, and my head, I just get this obnoxious headache. My wrists start hurting. I'm starting to feel old now. I'm like, oh, StarCraft, what have you done to me? I don't know, man. You got to keep up with it. If you want to be good at this game, you got to be dedicated. You have to be very dedicated. First right now, getting his +2/+2, Blink, Range, Colossus. Should be seeing hopefully a 3rd base out of him very soon. If you, well, might have to deal with this frontal push first off. Polt, while he's pushing, of course, going to be taking an expansion off. He's doing actually a really nice job of holding map control as well. Take a look at this. If you take a look at the map vision right now, any Warp Prism, any unit that comes down through these areas, he'll know about it. He'll know if there's a 3rd base over here. He'll know if there's a 3rd base over here. He's got the Watchtower. He's got even this area right over here in between. More units rallying across. There's a probe coming. He spots the probe, and so, like I said, like Polt is doing a wonderful job of like map awareness is like out of control. Like if you guys ever play like FIFA, NBA, like any of those sports games, those rating systems like awareness, like Polt would be probably in the high 90s right now. High 90s rating. His English speaking, it's getting up into the 70s. 70s rating, who knows, maybe by next year he'll get up into the 80s. His English got a lot better, actually, as of recent when I listened to him doing interviews. Starting to become a lot more comfortable. And also, he's doing English commentary as well. That's actually one of those things, in terms of learning and getting used to foreign language and fluency. Streaming can help a lot, especially if you have to read, write, and interact. It could help out a lot. I actually personally know first off, like hand experience, from broadcasting and streaming a lot of my streams in Russian. It's helped out my fluency in that language again. Picked it back up pretty quick. Third base underway for first right now. Quadruple drop for Polt coming towards the north side of the base. Forces are in position. Das Vidanya, we say to one of those medevacs right there. So, Polt, got to be a little bit wary about that. And I'm seeing with a 3-minute plus Twitch delay, like it's 3 minutes plus whatever Twitch delay there is on top of that. Now it's coming through. So you guys are saying The Mentalist, The Wire, Sherlock. There's not many episodes though. I like movies too, man. If you guys, I'm a movie buff, so if you guys got any good like movie, I've probably seen almost everything. But if you guys got any movies, man, love movies too as well. I'm just a content junkie, man. Like between esports, gaming, and sports in general, just a content junkie. Yeah, Sundays. Yeah, in about a month, Sundays. Yeah, I'm not gonna be streaming anything. Casting Sundays? No, that's football. That's football in America Day, baby. Some people, have religion. Some people have, their work. I've got football. Sunday for some is family day. For me, it's football day. Hey, you want to broadcast this tournament? Hell no. The Packers are playing, man. Gotta watch it. Gotta watch some football. That's probably the one and only thing I'll deny anything for broadcasting. Sometimes it's just if football's on or if we're playing. Do you want to stream? No, not really. I'll probably pass on that. It's cool though. Alright, let's talk a little bit more about the game itself. Right now we do have the Blinkstalkers kind of getting into a little bit of a quarrel inside the middle of the map. We'll force Polt off the watchtower for the time being. Still a really nice spread of units in general. Polt, of course, does spot that Marine as well. Should be able to spot... might not be able to spot that Marine completely over there. Polt just doing a really nice job of having, minimal resource count, controlling the whole entire map. It's a really nice job by him. 3-3 upgrades are about to finish up for first right now. We do have the +2, +2, +1 siege as well, also for our Terran player Polt. Building his 4th command center, Widowmine's Bird, of course, can be at times a very nice deterrent. One thing I'm very interested to see, we haven't seen Polt use Hellbats versus Toss as well. I wonder, actually, it's one of those things I should probably ask him what he thinks of that. Because, yeah, it could be very interesting to see, Hellbat usage. They could be pretty effective versus DTs. Now, we have DT splitting up right now. One going to be heading here very shortly to the 3rd base, one coming up inside the natural. We have one turret in place right now. There we go, sends the DT, and here we go. Chop, chop, timber, man. SCVs start falling apart. They come off the mineral line, at the natural for temporarily. Those workers are going to be denied, and oh, he's going to surround the DT. He will eventually be able to kill it off, but I mean, it's one slice per DT per SCV, so it's a very efficient trade right there. Now, Polt coming up over here, he's got that triple drop he just let out. Vikings, though, look at the massive amount of Vikings right now. This is way too much for the Colossus, and where are the rest of the forces? The forces are over here at the bottom. We have a War Prism Harass as well with the DTs. We have so many units split up all over the place. All the Colossus fall apart, and now it's just going to be up to Polt just a micro right now. There's really not a lot of forces that could actually fight on the ground anymore. He lost those Colossus, and those are key units. No Templars that I see right now currently out on the map. But we do still have a lot of harassment coming in within the main, pulled down to about 28 workers right now, as we totally see right now, but he's still very up on supply. Takes out the 3rd base, the newly built 3rd base, I guess if you want to call it that. Polt lands all of his Vikings right now on the ground as well, and this is a massive ground force. Look at this. This is like watching Mech Warrior happen right in front of you. Yeah, you take that, you simulator. No more gas econ for you. No more gas econ for you, says Polt. Now, by having these Vikings around, it's almost like having a little bit of an SCV pull. They're going to be a nice little buff for additional DPS, though, more than anything else. Chargelot's trying to come through. All of this army right here will fall apart. He doesn't have enough time to let Storm finish up, or at least I don't think he's got enough time. If Polt continues pressing within the natural, there we go, starting to split up some of his units to chase down some of those Templars. Once they fall, it's basically over. We see Chargelot's forcing the liftoff over here, but I mean, really, at that when does it actually really matter? He's got so many command centers and orbitals. He's got scans available if DTs ever did show up. I think he took out all the Templars. Did he? No, not all of them, but pretty good hefty chunk. More than enough. More than a notable amount. Meanwhile, over here, Chargelot's causing a little bit of chaos to happen. He eat up a Widowmine shot. Well, there we go. He's going to clear out the rest of them. Like, right now, First is losing all of his workers, losing all of his tech, all the pylons. He's bringing everything down. Storm is done now. Uses the feedback, but again, now all of these units will just force their way through. Archon's really the only main unit left. He focuses it down. Blinkstalkers left. GG calling out from First, and Polt moves on! Well played right there, sir. Well played right there, sir.